Here's another connection to Trump and a character who is stepping down, or, AKA being removed, or AKA taken out, however you want to think about it. Maybe it's like a low key, like, sacrifice for Trump, even with dude stepping down. Imagine, and look, he's the president of the Kennedy Center. This is Ric Grenell, right? So you got that president right there in the title. Okay. It's just this kind of energy surrounding Trump that we've been talking about for a while now. So Ric Grenell steps down, Kennedy Center president. Like, what is a Kennedy Center senator? What is a Kennedy Center president? But what is the Kennedy Center? Okay, the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, located in Washington, D.C., is a premier national cultural institution and living memorial to President John F. Kennedy. And I guess we can pull him up as well. This dude's stepping down, huh? Here's John F. Kennedy right here. So that's the 35th president. He's born in May and taken out November 22nd. Remember, Donald Trump has that John as his middle name. You got that John F. Kennedy connection right there. And again, I'm just going to make this simple just so, people can see interesting connections with this. But I'm going to play this video first.
President Trump says Ric Grenell is stepping down as head of the Kennedy Center. Matt Flocka is in line to take over as CEO and executive director pending board approval. Trump praised Grenell's work during the center's transition and said Flocka, who currently is overseas facilitates and operations, will help lead a major reconstruction project. The Kennedy Center is expected to close for about 2 years, starting after the 4th of July for renovations.
All right. So they didn't say there why he stepped down. And look, we got this character over here. I don't know if that's him on the right or not. I'm not sure. But they said a certain character is going to be taking over as well. But man, this change is announced 176 days after Grenell's birthday. And Donald J. Trump equals 176. Check that out. Just call me a connections machine. Why don't you? Okay? You can call me that. Why is he stepping down, man? Let me just simply ask Google, why is Ric Grenell stepping down? Let's see. And let's see what Google wants to tell us, okay? Are they going to be honest? Let's see. I'll go to AI mode because straight up Google doesn't want to tell me. He's stepping down as the president following a turbulent year. His departure announced by Trump. And that's a political day, and that's Friday the 13th. So announced on the 13th of day of the third month, 133. I think president, government, and White House equal 133 in the language. But politics equals 113. I've made a few videos on the number 13, right? You got to follow me, okay? So coincides with the venue's upcoming 2-year closure. So just a turbulent year is what they say. And who did they say? Let's get the guy's name who's taking over.
President Trump says Ric Grenell is stepping down as head of the Kennedy Center. Matt Flocka is in.
Matt Flocka. Does this guy have any information on the world stage? Let's see. Matt Flocka. No, I didn't say Matt Flacco. Hmm. Oh, so there's no Matt Flocka unless I'm spelling it wrong. Let's see. Right here. Here's the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts or whatever. This pops up right here. Matt, there's the guy right there. This guy, let's see if he pops up on the world stage, like a birthday, maybe. No, I don't see anything. Let's enter birthday and just see. No, so no birthday for dude. No birthday. This looks like it might be him on the left. Look, he's right next to this rapper here. I can't remember that guy's name, but let's go back over here. So I mean, what kind of Kennedy Center, man? What? So it's basically a memorial to JFK Jr., a premier national cultural institution and living memorial. Man, that's a lot. It's a lot to unpack there. But that 176 lands heavy right there. Check that out. Even Ric Grenell in the reverse cipher has the 167. So look, 176 days after his birthday. Donald J. Trump 176. Ric Grenell 167. All in the language. Oh, and his name's Rick. So that's kind of like Eric Trump, Donald's son, right? Look, you get Rick in Eric Trump's name right there. You see that? You get Rick right there. Now you get this guy connected to his dad, Eric, Rick. Now you get Ric Grenell right here. And I mentioned the 133s. You could see them right there. President, White House, government. And this is announced on the 13th day of the third month, I think is what we had. But his name's got 110. Look at his full name, Richard Allen Grenell. 110 like president. So it's meant to be. Check that out. It's meant to be. Here's his full name, Richard Allen Grenell. And look at that. Again, 110 like president. And you see the 47s land right there? 47, 47, 47, 133, 133, 133 on the 13th day of the third month. And look at the 52 with President, White House, and government. His birthday, last birthday, 52 and 25, date, numerology. Remember, Trump equals 25. And, you know, Trump was the president in the year 25. Ric Grenell even has 103. Like politics and BS, which politics is 103, 103, 103. And again, that is like 13. One more time, that is like 13. 13 original colonies, 13 stripes on the flag. This was Friday the 13th, politics and BS 103, like 13, along with Ric Grenell. And this is a nice hit right here. Kennedy Center equals 62. And this announcement on the day leaving 293 days in the year, that's the 62nd prime number. Also with 62 and 26 numerology. Even stepping down equates to 162 in two base ciphers. Right there. Look at his birthday, the 261st day of the year. These are Kobe Bryant numbers as well, as he died the first month in the 26th day. 126 has been popping up a lot. Now you see 261, 162, and you get all these 62s right here All right. So, yeah, another. It doesn't matter what the story is, this stuff is all synchronized together. Maybe it's just my algorithm, and then it doesn't pop up for another one's algorithm, and maybe they got to search to find the story. That makes sense as well, I guess. But I don't know. It's weird, huh? Let's play this.
Hey, we have some Kennedy Center reno renderings. Oh, and the guy who's in charge is out. The president and board chair didn't do the usual "you're fired" bit, though, when getting rid of Ric Grenell, who took over the nation's Performing Arts Center and brought in a lot of the changes the president asked for, including but not limited to affixing his name to the side of the building. It was a much softer touch when discharging of Grenell. The president said on his social media platform that Ric Grenell has done an excellent job. And he announced that Matt Flacco, whose LinkedIn photo we have here, will take over as COO and executive director pending board approval, which we are anticipating will happen very soon. He goes on to
So I don't know. They're saying Trump gets rid of the guy now.
say that the complete reconstruction of the Kennedy Center will start after the July 4th celebration. And that word, reconstruction, raised my eyebrow because, not to get too wonky, but H.R. 1, the bill that gave over $250 million from Congress to the Kennedy Center for changes,
How many days before Trump's birthday? I'm pretty sure that 313 should be connected to Trump's birthday as well. Let me see. I don't see anything. Oh, look at that. 13-week, 3-day span from this announcement to Trump's birthday from start to end. Look at that. And that's the 133 and this announcement on 133, the 13th day of the third month, when President, White House, and government equal 133. How about that for a Friday the 13th connection? One more time. Check that out. 13 weeks. Oh, is that the wrong here? There. That's amazing because that 13.3 hits with this other decode I'm working on. And look, it hits again in this right here. You see the Trump birthday, 14th day of the 6th month. Look at that, 133. This announcement to Trump's birthday. And they're saying he's getting rid of him, I guess. Good stuff, man. Look at that 133 land again right there. Wow, the same as 94 days. You digging the thumbnail? I am the king of the thumbnails. That's what I'll call myself. Was there any 93s or 94s in there? No. Let's see. Right. Cool. And you can see this is the article right here. The Associated Press. Right here. You see March Madness trending up there. Matt Flocka set to take over as president. We can enter his name in the calculator real quick. Let's see. And let's just go right here. Another decode I'm working on. 152, 28, 53, 91. Let's just see if that connects anywhere. Nope, not that I'm seeing. So, Trump ally Ric Grenell stepping down as Kennedy Center president. They say stepping down, but I don't know. Maybe Trump forcing it to happen as far as the storyline goes in the script. Until next time.